Right, guys. It hasn't stopped raining since. No beeps. Absolutely not even a single beep. Nothing. Doing nothing wrong. Was just a pike or not on the move again. So what we're going to do is we're going to just reposition them. If the bait are bad, I can't even take the camera out. It's that wet. So I'm just hoping that you're able to pick me up there. I'll bring in the device here because we can't even use the device here. So I'm going to take in the bait, rebait it, and set the home point, and then we'll come in and then we'll just do the three of them, and I'll be able to look back in tonight and see am I happy enough to lay them out throughout 1 o'clock tomorrow. We'll see what the story is, but that's no beeps. We're just going to reposition the baits and just take it from there. That's all. It's the rain is just a heavy mist. If I bring the phone out, the phone is going to get destroyed. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take in the baits and I'll bring the camera over so you can see what's happening. Okay. No, that bait is absolutely fine. There's a perch popped up at the bottom. So what we're going to do now is you're going to see me rebaiting this out in the water, and then I'll knock it off and then just do the other two myself. So that's it is, that's the perch. We're going to redo that one now. Just a pike, just not taking, that's all. So I'm going to come in, we'll do one, I'll show you one, because you've seen them all before. We'll just do one. And we'll set the home point and we'll come back in again. It's absolutely lashing outside, and I don't want to get that wet. So 1 second now. It's such a pity that it's so wet outside that you cannot see what's happening. It's absolutely lashing. I'm trying to keep everything going. So what I'm going to do is, you're going to hear me talking. I'm going to bend down here. We'll change it over to meters. I have to go outside with this guy with the bag. Back in a minute. Fishing. Right, folks. Last rod out for the night. Very hard fishing. Very, very hard fishing. They're not just taking. So we're going to put out the last one tonight. We're going to put it out. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing. Turn around the camera. And let's see. Can we get something for dark? If not, first light tomorrow. So there we go. So I'll show you what I see. Right, so what we'll do is we'll drive the boat out. You can see it here. And try and get the pod right. It's all up balance. There we go. So we're going to drive it out. And we're going to have to go to Fish Finder. So we're going to drive the boat out. The last one out tonight. There we go. So we're going to drive it out. Right. So Fish Finder. There we go. Now it's going to find it. We're going to hopefully drive it out that direction. So let's go. And we'll see if we find one nice hole for the night. And I'll show you what it's reading. It's only reading at 7 foot at the moment. You can see at the boat there. These will probably stay out. Perfect conditions for pike fishing. Water temperatures are 15 to 16 degrees Celsius. And just the pike aren't taken. I forgot to bring my nugget foams as well. If you don't know what a nugget foam is yeah, a lot of people use them for carp fishing. So for popping up their pop-ups. So they're dissolved in the water. I use them for the treble hooks on the bait boat, so the hooks don't get caught on the bait boat. But I forgot to bring them. And I had to bring the bait boat in a few times where the hook got caught on the hopper on the way out. So far, we're looking over that direction so far. for you. Oops. As you see, I'm getting very tired now. You probably can't see that there because it's getting dark now, you see. So we're off just putting it back in. It's roughly about 250 yards from the bank. And believe it or not, it's 28 foot there. 24 foot. Clouds are getting darker. Nice again. Flat bottom there. You can see it there. Lovely bottom 24 there. Foot. 16 degrees. So you can see the... See, can we find a deeper hole for the fish finder easier when it gets dark. You can see the redfish, possibly a jack pike. 15 degrees. 16 degrees. And you can see how it's shallowing up again. I was saying it's 31 foot, but there's never 31 foot there. Would you let it settle for a minute and see what it comes up with? Still saying 31 foot. Flat bottom. I'm going to show you what that is. Drop it. And we'll send it home. Right. So 31 foot, guys. See you in a minute. So it's showing it as a 20 foot 8. And that's where we're putting the first one. Right? Put the tea on there, Philip. Come on, hurry up. Put the tea on there. Well, hello and welcome back to Let's Go Fishing Part 2. Well, we're all set up, we're all ready to go, and we hope you enjoyed Part 1 of us trying to get here. 2 different time capsules, and the weather conditions at the moment are appalling. Absolutely lashing again in Ireland. Absolutely lashing. But the 3 rods are out, the tea is on, I'm sitting in the moon chair, and we have what you call it, the pink bream. There it is, there, the pink bream. That's out. Unbelievable stink out of it. And we have a mackerel out, and we have a perch out. So far, we're going to leave them alone roughly till about 7:30ish, and then we're going to change them again, and they'll be out there until tomorrow. That's the plan. We're here till about Monday morning-ish, around 11 o'clock. So hopefully in this session we may or may not get a pike. If we do, we do. It is a bonus if we do. It's absolutely lashing raining, and when it stops raining I shall show you the lake and show you the bits of it. But it's absolutely teeming raining at the moment. The car is just parked there. What a beautiful, beautiful location this lake is. And yeah, so we have 1 rod. I don't know if you can see it there in front of the top of the car. 1 rod just out there. And that's just straight out there. That's where the pink bream is, popped up off the bottom. And we have the mackerel and we have the perch out here this side. Just can't bring the phone out there at the moment because it's absolutely lashing raining. But if things change, we put the phone on, so you'll see the alarm running off. Just been talking to 1 or 2 people there, and it says that you're in the right spot, and if you need good scales, we have one. I said, don't worry, I says, I've the right gear myself, I have the right scales myself, and yeah, so they seem to be pretty confident that I'm in the right area to get a good pike. Well, if it happens, it's going to be a bonus. Manchester United are only after winning 5-1. We're going to watch Mayo versus Dublin now. Before we do that, we're going to give Carney a ring. So if anything changes in the meantime, this rain buggers off, I'll be able to show you around. So join me after my cup of tea. See you later. Bye bye. Right, no beeps, not yet. It's coming on 4:30. So what we'll probably do is we're going to leave the rods out till about 6 o'clock, I think, and we're just going to check the baits and re-put them out, and we won't touch them till about 12 o'clock-ish tomorrow. But the witching hour, changing them at 6 o'clock, gets dark at 9:30, so 6 o'clock would be a good time just to revamp them again. So that's what we'll probably do. You'll see me putting up the pod and redo the 3 rods again. Tactics are just the same. We're just going to keep to the same, and I'm just going to show you some of the goo bottles that you have a choice. I do like my little Ridge Monkey snips. I have them for years. They're glow in the dark. They're a powerful bit of kit for using your rigs, and again, it's vital important when you're pike fishing, making sure you have the right equipment to make sure that you take out the baits out of the pike's mouth. There's so many different attraction baits, like liquids, that you can add to your dead baits, like injecting into the oils and add in your attractions. Like you can add in the mackerel oil, pike pro oil. You can inject that into the pike. It's alright, it's just good. In some cases you don't really need to do more into when the weather gets really cold. They kind of use these. There's Predator liquid as well. You can use that as well. There's another one that you can use. It's called the Magic Stuff Sticky Squid Glue. Are you a carp head banger from Phil? Yeah, that's another good bit of stuff. And then you have the Predator syrup. One I have for years here, Jack the Pike bait, another one. So many different types you can use. And this is the sardine oil from Angler's World. And the goo, the famous goo. There's so many different attractions you can use, and you can even add the krill liquid. There's so many different types of stuff you can add to make your bait more attraction to the pike. The midges are fucking very bad. They're just chewing my head off at the moment here. I'm going to try and watch Mayo and thing. Babies and all the midges are coming off the trees at the moment. You think now after the rain that they bugger off. But as you can see, there's a man fishing. I don't know if you can see it over there. They're fishing. They come up the river. The river comes up all the way along here, in here, all the way up along, right up along the top, up along here. You can see there's people in boats and all that, and it's definitely not helping our fishing situation. But let's hopefully, please God, that when all that dies down, we might get one before the night's out yet. So here's our setup there. We have 2 rods set up here, and the other one is set up there. Roughly about 6 o'clock, what we're going to do is just going to rebait the whole lot, and we're just going to take it from there, see what happens. And yeah, so no beeps yet, unfortunately. Yeah, so hopefully it'll all change. And it's just the people in the boats like that on the day out. It's great to see the kids out enjoying themselves. But when you're trying to do a bit of fishing and try and catch pike, it doesn't help. But hopefully it'll change later on. If you get a beep, back onto the camera straight away. As you can see, it's night time now. It's about 9 o'clock. And as you can see, I have the kettle boiling. And I like to have the 3 hot water bottles filled and in the bed chair before I go to bed, because when you don't have Caroline, you have to get the hot water bottles filled up. So I'm just waiting for that one to fill. One more to go, and yeah. So all 3 rods are out, as you've seen in the videos. There's only so much you can do in relation to catching the pike. There you go, all ready to go. They call this the witching hour. And when it comes to the witching hour, you never know, you could land a pike. Now there is pike in here, and good sized pike. The water temperatures are perfect. They're in about 10 to 12 degrees, and it rained all day. There's plenty of oxygen in the water. There's plenty of movement of roach moving, perch moving, and compared to the lake. You can see them moving around in the water and splashing. So there is things happening in the lake, but no beeps in relation to pike. And I have the rods away. The baits are way out into the middle of the water, miles out to it. They're sitting. Some of them are sitting in 21 foot, 20 foot, another one nearly 30 foot, another one near 14 foot. So they're all 3 different depths. Some pike anglers change the baits every half an hour. There's no need to. They're still out there. They're still smelly. You don't need to even add liquids into them to give an extra smell, because they're stinking enough, believe me. Usually when the winter evenings come, when it's frosty and it's very, very cold, and it's getting dark at 4:30, then you start adding your liquids into it, giving an extra smell for the pike where they're on the hunt for feeding. But they always say watch the lake at night time and see what happens. I did see a few pike in around the reeds splashing going in after roach and perch, but it's only about 4 foot deep in there, and if you hook a pike and he goes in there, you're going to have awful bother. Yeah, so look, with the 3 rods out, I'm happy enough with the way they are. They're going to be out there till about 12 o'clock tomorrow. We'll rebait them up, but if we get a run in the morning, I'll end up the fishing session early and we'll go home tomorrow. If we get a pike early tomorrow, I'll go home and get washed up. But if we don't, we'll stick it out for one more day. So if you don't see me or hear from me, it will be tomorrow morning. We'll continue it on. So hopefully, please God, keep the fingers crossed that we will get a run. Tonight is about getting into the rucksack, watching a bit of television on the phone, and getting a night's sleep, because I was up since 4:30 this morning getting the car loaded. So look, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, you'll see me in the morning going, ugh. So we'll see what happens. So see you after this. Please God, keep the fingers crossed that one of the alarms will rip off and we'll get our reward. Please, that's all we're asking, please. Alright, see you later. Bye bye. Fuck! I'm in! No, I'm only dreaming. Well, it's Sunday morning. Oh, rained all night. I'm just up. I think it's 9 o'clock. And a few beeps during the night. Every dog got a now beep, 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 beep. That was it. Probably eels. But no, nothing yet. Absolutely pissing raining. I want to get up and wake myself up. And yeah, we'll see what today brings. Oh, tired. Okay, let's see, can I pressure myself up. So I took a walk up and down the lake there. Conditions are changing a small bit. Still no beeps. The lad says they'll be starting their pike fishing in September and October onwards. I always start it all the time. I always fish pike all year round. But yeah, so no beeps yet. So the lads were telling me to try a method using smoked rashers. Yes, smoked rashers. I don't know if they're taking the piss or what, but at this stage we're going to try Eden. Here's a quick clip of the lads talking about the rashers. Right, we're just going to walk back towards the bivvy now and change tactics. We're just going to say goodbye to these lads here. They're from the north and they're doing a bit of coarse fishing. We're just going to turn on the camera here and say hello to them. Hi lads.
Hi lad, how you doing? You have no pike, have you?
No pike at all.
I'll give you a special bait.
Alright, let's have a look at it.
We secret now, don't tell no one.
They're all going to know now.
There's it there, look.
Right, what are we looking at?
You put a wee slice of that on your bait and you come back to me.
A rasher?
That's a smoked rasher.
Secret
bait.
Yeah?
Secret stuff.
Oh. Great timing. We may as well record this now.
That was good timing there, wasn't it?
And you guys are just about to go.
Just about to pack up.
That's only a young.
Right, I'm in the car, having a cup of tea, just before I set up. Take a look what the lads got me to do next, before they went home. Take a look at this. What am I doing here?
You have to make a capital T with it, right?
A capital T with these sticks?
Yep.
You're taking the piss now, are you?
No, I'm not taking the piss. You have.
Alright.
He'll show you the T after.
Right. Out of these, I have to make the capital T.
Capital T.
Alright, let's have a look.
And I bet all your stuff you have with you now. All your pagan stuff, you can't do it.
Does he get the ban if he can?
Nope.
Capital T.
Yep.
We need a show him, Bean.
I think you're taking the mickey now.
Taking the mic.
No?
Works. No, wait there, he gives up.
You give up first, and then he'll show you. And then,
Show him.
see, once you give up, you have to bring all your pagan stuff up and give it to the lads.
But that's the bottom half, I know, with the T.
I can't tell you now.
You need to find the key.
Oh, it's a brain fucker, isn't it?
It's good, isn't it, though?
It gets him aimed active.
You could make money in this in the
You
street.
can get a couple of free
Right,
paints.
come on, show him here.
Wait there, I don't want him to make them that much.
Right, I can't understand this.
Come on, Corey, show him.
There, and get that ground sheet sitting in on
I've seen it done about 20 times and it still can't work it out.
I can't work out here. He's the only one who knows it.
Show him, Martin.
I don't know how to do it. You're the only one who knows it.
Right,
Yes, he knows how to do it. He does. You can't laugh.
Come on.
You don't know how to do it.
It's very old. Come on.
right. Alright, let's have a look.
Just look away, wee second.
No, just
You
do
can
it.
keep the camera over there, you'll look away.
No.
No, you still look away.
Right, no, you
Aye.
don't have to look away.
Ah.
Just do it. Right. Let's see.
Ah, for fuck's sake. It's time to go fishing. That wrecked my head. Right. I'm sitting in the car. One thing about this lake, you can sit in the car now. And as you can see, receiver on top of the dash. It brings back old days with Darren Small. We used to sit in the lakes on Saturday, have the receivers on top of the dash waiting for the pike runs. But anyway, the story goes, you're going to watch what I've done in the last half an hour. All three baits are all wrapped up with bacon rashers. All three baits. I took the vice off one of the young lads, put it over beside the reeds, just over there. There is a channel, the mount of the river is coming up into the Whitewood Loch, and the only problem is by putting it over the reeds, in case the boat comes up trolling, it'll catch a line. So just going to take that chance. There is one over there on the left, there's one out there in 20-foot water, and there's another one out there. They're all wrapped up with bacon rashers. Let me show you roughly what I did. Take a look at this. Right, so what we're going to do here in this quick video is we're going to wrap rashers around the mackerel, and I'm going to show you how I did it, and then if we catch a fish we can always look back on how I did. So my rigs are very simple. I make my own pike rigs, and I love popping them up. Every pike angler out there, even if you're watching this, we all do things different. As I always say, different strokes for different folks. So I'm going to use this mackerel, and I'm going to try the rashers on this as well. So I always put the barb hooked into the head, and I bring up the other hook, roughly up to the back fin, and I stick that barb one in there as well. What we'll do then is I'm just going to bring that up. Up like that. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rashers to it this time. There's loads of rashers to choose from. So I'm going to put them around the double hooks here. Like that. Another double one. this one. And what I'm going to do with the rasher is I'm going to wrap it around it. Just like that. I'll do exactly the same. It's a double wrap today. Buy one, get one free. So let's see what these lads' rashers work. I'm going to go to really town in the rashers here. Like that. And we're going to keep a small bit of rasher for him. So what I do then is I'm going to cling wrap it. That one might pop up. The pop-up has to go up into it as well. So. Some amount of rashers in this. If it works, it'd be a miracle, I think. I put a lot of stuff into it. Not many people do what I do. They just put a small bit. I love plastering it into it. And the pike doesn't give a shite because once the pike goes for it, he just swallows in one go. There you go. There's your rasher popped up. Now, to make that very more enticing, we've got a small bit of an ingredient we're going to add to that one. We're going to put a bit of goo into it. So the goo this time, I'm going to have to do it on the ground. I'm just going to put a bit of goo in it. King crab goo, just to give it a bit of a flavour. See what happens. And there it is, all ready to go. Right. So we're about to rechange our baits up for the last time in this trip, I would say. No beeps yet. The lad says that to give their rashers a go, so I don't know if they're taking the piss or not. But we're going to try their streaky bacon. We're going to give it a go for a bit of crack just to see what happens. And we're going to change the baits to a mackerel, a herring, and my favourite, the pink bream. So in this little clip you're going to see me taking in this video, choosing one of the baits, wrap it up with a rasher and fire it out, and I'll do the other two off camera. Okay, so let's see what letting happen or any changes. So let's give this a gander and see what happens. Right, so here we go. It might be a bit boring taking in the rod and all that crack and doing it, but some people like watching it, so we're going to give it a go anyway. So in with the first rod. Before it comes raining, we're going to take in this one, change the bait, and find a hole, put it out, and we'll give it a go. Before it comes raining again. Alright, there's the first bait in, and we're just going to strip that off. Just going to leave it there, get the knife and strip that off, and yeah, so just bear with me. going to be a bit boring for people if they don't understand what I'm doing, so. So we're just going to take off. We're going to take off the elastic that we have on this one already, and the bait won't go to waste because we'll put it in the hopper and we'll fire it out as well. We'll chop it up, and yeah, so we'll just see how it goes. It looks like it's going to go pissing raining. If it pisses raining, then we'll have to stop the video. It's very hard to make videos when it's raining. I make these videos for myself sometimes just to look at them, and some people like watching them. Some people, there's a lot of trolls out there too that, well, you're doing this and you're doing that, but I don't care. This is the way I like doing my things, and if they don't happen to like it, then bugger off. Anyway, we're going to give this a go anyway and see what happens. So I think what we'll do in this one, we will put the herring on this one. So what we'll do is the herring, will be in the second. Let's have a look here. Some people don't use elastics at all when they're fishing. I just like the elastic, squeeze out all any old bit of juice that's in them. Not many people fishing today. Some people just come and go. Some people stay and then go again. So, here's another car coming in. Should fix up the bait now. It'd be nice to be able to get a fish. The lads are probably watching me now putting this rasher on now. They're probably laughing, but look. God loves a tryer. We'll try it. Here comes the rain again. I might have to stop the video. So I like to bring the pop-up to the top. Fish, like that. I'll show you when I've done. Then we put on a bit of a rasher. I like to put on a load of elastic to squeeze out all the juice and get the flavour out into the lake. Some people don't use it at all. I even seen people using cable ties at one stage. Good old bang coming from this herring. I just hope it doesn't rain now. It gives me the chance just to show you the first one and do it. Now we still have to put a rasher on that, but that's what it looks like when it's popped up off the bottom, just like that. And the pop-up allows it. Some people put the pop-up inside their fish. I like to just put it on top of the nose. Right, so here we go. This is the funny bit now. What we're going to do, we're going to put a bit of rasher on them. And what I'm going to do is going to peel back. I'm not going to cut it. Just going to peel it back like this. And that's it, to wrap it around your fish. So let's wrap it around it. It's like a kebab. Put another bit on it. Let's put another bit on. Let's see what they're on about. Imagine if it worked. There we go. I suppose it looks like a bit of flesh from a fish too. You can see it there like the crocodiles. You can see it just like that. So on goes another bit of elastic just to make sure that keeps on. Actually, it's a good idea for the hooks. And if this works, I'll take my hand off. Karen will be going into Aldi's buying smoke rashers for me. So just wrap it around it. There you go. So a herring with a bit of a wrapped rasher. Now, our next thing is bait boat time. And with the bait boat, what we're going to do is we're going to save the home point, spin it around 3 times, and then we'll get it up and running. Okay, so bear with me now a minute. You're only going to see this once because I do the other ones off camera. And just going to save the home point, and we'll get it up and running. Put the bait boat out. The rain is coming again. I'm sitting in the car now editing this video at the moment, watching it and putting it all together. The rain is never far away. We're just going to leave it there, and we're going to set the home point there. So what happens is when you save your home point, as you can see, the boat turns around 3 times to the left, 3 times to the right, activating the home button. And again, I always say, just in case you don't charge your handset and your fish finder, and if it loses contact with it after 30 seconds, the boat will automatically come back to that save home point. Alright, so our next job is to set up the bait into the bait boat. This is the hardest bit actually when you're doing the fishing, is because the hopper is not big enough to hold the fish. You have to mess around it a little bit, which I don't like. Anybody wants to send me on a bait boat with a bigger hopper and give me good reviews, well, send it on to me. I'll do it. Wouldn't mind having a look at the Gowie bait boat. So the Gowie family are watching. Don't know what happened there. Must be the rashers. I'm just going to stick another bit of a rasher on the hook up here so we can catch it. Right, as I'm getting the rashers ready, and I'm putting this video together in the car. Dead bait is here. It's not going to go to waste. And what we're going to do, we're just going to cut that half. I'm just going to put it in to the back of the hopper, just like that. Tommy Cooper would say. So the main thing now is to find a hole, because that's not coming out now until we get it. So I'm going to stand beside the camera, and if I see anything on it, I will try and bring it into it. It's very hard to see it when it's so what we're going to do is daylight. We're going to drive the bait boat out into the lake, and I'll talk you through it. So if we can find some kind of a hole around 20 foot. So here we go, the smoked rasher out in Ballybay. Let's see if we can find one. So at the moment it's only at 8 foot there. I'll try and keep it out in case anyone comes in. I don't get caught like the last time. 9 foot. You probably can't see it now, the boat gone out, but it's 9 foot at the moment. And I don't know if you can see that either, but it's at 9 foot. 11 foot. I'll try and go more to the left this time. 14 foot. 18 foot. 16, 15 foot. 12 foot. Right, what I'm going to do there, guys, I don't know if you can see it there on that, but it's showing a shelf there, okay, at about 28 foot, and it's showing a shelf. I don't know if you can see it with the light. It's better in the night time. But I'm going to drop it at that shelf and send it home. Right, double fingers crossed for the big smoky rasher. Thank you guys for joining in our part 1 and part 2 Let's Go Fishing. That is the end of part 2. I don't know whether there will be a part 3 unless one of these rods go with the flying rasher. So the flying rasher, if a pike catches, we will continue on our journey. But for now, thanks for joining, guys. Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. So far, we've no pike got in any of our adventures. Hopefully, in part 3, if not, it's going to be our next adventures. Slán go fóill, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Slán go fóill. Bye bye for now.